Well, welcome to our online daily devotional for today. It is February 23rd, and today we are continuing our journey through the questions that Jesus asks, and looking beyond question in our Lenten journey. And the text for today, the question for today, is whom are you looking for? And the text is John 18, 1 through 8. So I want to read that for you. After Jesus had spoken these words, he went out with his disciples across the Kidron Valley to a place where there was a garden, which he and his disciples entered. Now Judas, who betrayed him, also knew the place because Jesus often met there with his disciples. So Judas brought a detachment of soldiers, together with the police, from the chief priests and the Pharisees, and they came there with lanterns and torches and weapons. Then Jesus, knowing all that was to happen to him, came forward and asked them, "Whom are you looking for?" They answered, "Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus replied, "I am he." Judas, who betrayed him, was standing with them. When Jesus said to them, "I am he," they stepped back and fell to the ground. Again he asked them, "Whom are you looking for?" And they said, "Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus answered, "I told you that I am he. So if you are looking for me, let these men go." Whom are you looking for? It struck me earlier in the text, before this happens, or as this is happening, but before he questions them. It says, he was knowing all that was to happen to him. He was aware of what was going on, well aware. And that struck me, because Jesus is asking this question that he knows the answer to. And often, that's kind of not a trick, but a little maneuver that we'll play in asking questions of people. I think of my own children when their room is a mess. I might look at an item or a toy or something like that and say, "Does that belong there?" And I'm not asking because I don't know. I'm asking because I want them to recognize what their own. I want them to work through it themselves. Or another thing, when they're about to do a triple sow cow off the trampoline, do you think that's a good idea? These kinds of questions that we know the answer to, but we want the person to go through their own thought process. And it's interesting, I guess, taking a step back from the text a bit, looking at Jesus is about to be betrayed. It was never really a question in Jesus' mind of whether or not he was going to be betrayed. That was never at issue. But what struck me was that perhaps at issue, or fundamentally, the question becomes how those to whom he gives himself receive him. How will those to whom Jesus gives himself receive him? When we think about that in terms of our own lives, how will we receive Jesus? Looking at our own faith, and when you look at the breadth of teaching that Jesus does, and the life, his life, and all the suffering and the challenges, but all the lessons that he teaches, everything that's involved in following Jesus, it is a hefty ask, right? There's a lot there in terms of following Jesus, and sometimes I think when we look at accepting Jesus into our lives, we sometimes do so hesitantly, because we recognize that the immensity of the change that's going to come for us, the change that it requires of us, the life that we are entering into is a new life. We need to live differently if we're going to follow Jesus. It's there's a lot there, and so how will we receive Jesus when as Jesus offers himself to us, when we accept Jesus? It's an interesting question, I think. And the beauty of it is that as we accept Jesus, as we move forward in this life following Jesus, as we deepen our faith in our journey with Jesus to the cross, Jesus goes with us. We have a partner in that life, one who forgives, one who cares deeply for us, and one who loves us deeply. And so I offer those as my thoughts around the question for today, and wish you many blessings this day.